G'day, Steve Morgan here. Australian Bass Tournaments. We've just finished the Rapala round of the Zerek BARRA Series 2023 on Tinaroo Dam. It was an all-night championship. The session went from 3 p.m. all night until 7 a.m. the next morning. Casting Mayhem took the chocolates this time. Adam and Joe, you've been scaring this thing. Last year you had a couple of great results, and this year you've got yourself some nice ABT trophies. Mearsy, you're going to have to get yourself a big cabinet at home.
Yeah, no, really enjoying my tournament fishing, and this is the second year I've come up to do it with Joe, and he's been one of my good mates for a long time and best man at my wedding, and now we get to do a few comps together, so it's really awesome.
Joe, you're a local, well, sort of local, down the hill, down at Cairns there. You say you don't fish this joint every weekend, but when you do, you obviously know where the fish sit.
I spend a bit of time here when I get the chance. Not much lately, but I've spent enough time to know where to go, what to do.
Now, talking to you boys last year, your pattern last year and this year were pretty similar. You guys specialised in the soft vibes, fishing them with a little bit of finesse. And Mearsy, your bass and sort of brim training come to the fore in this, don't they?
Yeah, well, we really struggled sort of the first couple of nights, and things were slow, and we could see everyone else was sort of doing it tough. And I just thought, well, I'd do something similar to how I do it with the bass when they're really shut down and slow. So really very slow fish vibe along the bottom, and trying not to get too much action out of it. Fishing a bit like an Eco Gear ZX, just hopping it up and getting it to puff off the bottom, and they were sort of hitting it like almost like nose diving them off the bottom. So
wow. So is that because they're eating red claw at the moment, Joe? What's the food that they spit up normally?
Definitely red claw coming out of both ends.
Yep. All over your boat.
Yep.
That said, when you come up here social fishing, does that change throughout the year? Are you always fishing a red claw pattern, or does it change from bonies to red claws to other things?
I throw big swim baits all the time until it's comp time.
Yep, and then you go add a little vibe.
Yep, slow it up.
Take us through the terminal tackle setup. You've got a Miller Odds Beast Buster there with some pretty serious line and leader attached. What do you run?
So I got the 40-pound Power Pro there, and we're using the 100-pound Sunline leader. So fishing fairly heavy, but still fishing a really light drag. We tend to find with those YS81 hooks that we've got on the Trans Am there that they're not as strong as some of the other hooks out there, but definitely very sharp, and they pin the fish really well. So fish a fairly light drag, and try and get them into the boat without straightening out the hooks. When
you're fishing for them, you're fishing in reasonably open country, which is why you can go easy on them?
Yeah, pretty open. That's the same one he started with.
So you used one lure for the whole tournament?
He did. I cycled a bit.
Take us through, if someone wants to visit Lake Tinaroo and have a go at this vibe fishing, just take us through a situation. Are you casting away from the bank, to the bank? Just give the guys that are watching a bit of a clue as to how they can maybe catch a barra on a vibe at Tinaroo.
The spin gear is a big help. Lots of distance, use the wind, and just cover ground. 360 was the key for us. I'd sort of set it to 30, 35 metres. If they're in 30, 35 metres, we cast 30, 35 metres. If they weren't there, then they're obviously not there, so we cast a lot further and hope for the best.
Yep. What's the exact bait?
So it's a Jackal Trans Am 95. I believe it's in Ghost Red Belly Black. We use them a lot at home on the golden perch and the bass as well.
Yep.
But had to very differently upgrade the hardware to get them to cope with the barra.
Yes.
They're very tough, and they put a lot of abuse on the gear. So using 90-pound split rings and the YS81s, and that fast hatch clip is fantastic. In the bass side, I don't normally use clips. I'm sort of very much against it, but up here, I don't know what it is about using fast hatches, whether it's on the fish traps or the Trans Ams. They seem to get a really good action out of them. So.
Yeah, and might be the clicking or something, just might sound like a red claw, who knows?
Yeah, look, whatever it is, I trust the process. Joe's got me into the barra fishing, and I sort of follow everything down to a T from him. Last year, I think I fished some 60-pound leader, and the first barra I caught, or first barra I hooked, should I say, chafed me off pretty quick and
chewed off.
Yeah, got chewed off, and learnt a very valuable lesson to trust in people that know their stuff, learn from them, and I think that's what tournament fishing's all about: getting in and learning from people. And I'm lucky enough to have a bloke that is really into his barra fishing and gets me on some good fish.
Tell us about, are you always moving? Do you anchor in a spot? Do you commit to a spot? Do you wait for the barra to come to you, or do you go and find them?
Nah, we sit very still.
Yep.
We will have periods of 40, 45 minutes with nothing on the screen, and just sit there waiting, knowing they're coming at one point, and
Yep.
the ones that come past are the ones you want to be finding.
So you reckon in this lake all the barra are just doing laps of the thing at night, or do they have their own little territory that they swim around?
I think, especially in your bays, you get a few sooky ones that just sitting there, hard to target, and
Yep.
and then they have a spot they feed, and they have a few spots they swim past on the way to get there, and if you can't work out where they're feeding, you get them on the way there or back.
Yeah, that's it. So you don't mind catching fish that are travelling along at a bit of a clip?
Yeah, no,
You catch
definitely, very much so. That's, a lot of the reason for the 360. Just
Yep.
just pitch and cast. You see them come through it, we'll call it from the back of the boat. So, coming through 10 o'clock,
Yep.
9 o'clock, you just hope for the best.
Tell us about the all-night format tournament. Do you have a bit of a rest halfway through it, or do you fish all through the whole night?
No, we have a bit of a mantra, and it's never stop casting pretty much. So look, from the word go, we just put pedal to the floor and fished all the way through the night. There's a few moments there, towards the end where the back's getting a bit stiff and the eyes are a bit weary, and you're stretching out, but it's all worth it. These guys are really quality anglers up here, and if you're not on your game and giving it all you got, you're going to come second or third. You got to get in there and really give it to them.
Tell us about we hit Tinaroo in a bit of a cold snap, Joe. Do you reckon that held the fishing back a little bit? It was about 30 kilos lighter the winning weight this year from last year. Solely temperature, you reckon?
Oh, I think it's a major part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, they were not doing what they should have, and they weren't doing what they were doing 2 weeks ago when I did get to do a little pre-fish.
Yeah.
They were just,
So give it another week or so of hot weather and this place will go off again.
Next weekend's going to be crazy.
They always say that with ABT. And look, any guys you want to thank?
For me, look, Tamworth Fishing Tackle and the Great Outdoors have been great to me for a couple of years now. Ian Miller at Miller Rods looked after me. Fantastic man, great company and products. Shimano, JML, Eco Gear. Just want to thank all of you guys. It's really appreciated.
Cool. And Joe?
Probably my partner.
Letting you go fishing?
Yeah, that's about it. I just got back from a couple of weeks away and sprung this on us. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, this makes it easier to go. There's $1,650, a couple of badges there, a couple of trophies. I'm sure you get another leave pass for next year now.
No, I think I can.
There you go. The winners of the Rapala round, the Zerek BARRA Series, Team Casting Mayhem, they got it done.